Something dropped this Friday that most monkeys aren't talking about. And if you've been peeling bananas your whole life, working hard, stacking your bunch, and handing over a cut to the big banana vault every single paycheck, you need to hear every word of what I'm about to say. The Supreme Court just made a ruling, a real one, a big one, the kind they like to sneak out on a Friday afternoon when they think all the monkeys are napping in the trees. But not this monkey, and not you. Because today we're swinging through every branch of this story. The ruling, the $2,000 checks, who qualifies, and what you should actually do before the window closes. No jungle spin, no vine swinging around the truth. Just straight banana facts because you worked too long and too hard for anyone to peel you now. Let me start with the ruling because I've seen a lot of monkeys out there hollering from the treetops about this, and half of them don't even know what tree they're in. Here's what actually happened. For years, many banana seasons, federal agencies like the Social Security Administration had enormous power to interpret their own rules however they wanted. Imagine if the monkey who ran the banana vault got to decide all by himself how many bananas you earned, how many you get back, and what counts as a banana in the first place. That's essentially what was happening. Courts are now saying, no more. The vine stops here. Agencies cannot be the judge, the jury, and the banana counter all at once without someone checking their math. That is a real, structural shift in how your benefits can be managed. It doesn't put bananas in your hand tomorrow morning. I'll be straight with you about that. But it means the monkeys in charge now have to answer to the rules just like everybody else does. And if you've ever spent 4 hours on hold with the SSA only to be told your paperwork went to the wrong tree, you understand exactly why this matters. Now let's talk about timing, because when a ruling this size drops on a Friday, that is not an accident. That is the oldest trick in the government jungle. You drop the big news right before the weekend, monkeys scatter to their various trees, the news cycle moves on by Monday morning, and suddenly everyone's talking about something else and nobody got a full explanation of what just changed. I've watched this happen my entire career. Big banana announcements on Fridays. Quiet rule changes buried in documents no monkey would ever voluntarily read. Adjustments made to your cost of living banana that somehow always seem to be a little lower than actual costs. This is why you can't just wake up Tuesday morning and assume everything is fine. You have to stay in the tree. You have to keep watching. Not in a panicked way. Panicked monkeys make bad decisions and bad decisions cost bananas. But in a steady, informed, eyes wide open kind of way. This ruling is big. The fact that they dropped it on a Friday tells you they knew it was big. And the fact that you're watching this right now means you didn't fall for it. Okay, now the part that gets every monkey's ears perked up. The $2,000 checks. Let me tell you where this actually stands because there's a lot of noise in the jungle about this and I want to give you the straight bunch. There are real proposals moving through Congress right now, legislative discussions, not just rumors, that would provide supplemental payments to Social Security recipients who fall below certain income thresholds. Most versions of the proposal are targeting monkeys, seniors, whose monthly benefit is somewhere under $1,800 to $2,000 a month. If your monthly Social Security banana is below that number, you could potentially qualify. Now, the actual payment being discussed ranges from a flat $400 on the low end, essentially a stimulus-style banana, all the way up to a full $2,000 in the more generous versions of the bill. There are also versions that would spread the payment across several months instead of one lump sum. And I'll tell you why that version might actually be smarter for some of you. We're going to get to that in just a minute. But first, this is real. This is moving. And seniors deserve to know exactly where it stands. Let me explain something about how the Washington jungle works, because if you understand this, you'll never be surprised by anything the government does again. Politicians pay attention to whichever monkeys show up and make noise. That is just the truth of it. And seniors, people collecting Social Security, people who paid into this system their whole working lives, show up at the ballot box in higher numbers than any other group. Every single election, rain, heat, bad knees, complicated parking situations, doesn't matter. Seniors vote. And right now, we are in a politically charged environment where every single legislator can feel that pressure. The $2,000 check proposal has more momentum today than it has had in years. Not because Washington suddenly grew a conscience, though I'm always hopeful, but because the monkeys who vote are paying close attention and the monkeys who want those votes know it. That's not cynicism. That's just the jungle being the jungle. Understanding that dynamic is how you use it to your advantage instead of being used by it. All right, I need every monkey to lean in right now because this is the part that almost nobody talks about, and it has caused real harm to real seniors during every previous round of supplemental payments. If you receive Medicaid, if you receive SNAP, if you receive any kind of means-tested assistance, listen very carefully. A sudden lump sum payment can temporarily push your countable income or assets above the eligibility limit for those other programs. What happens then? You lose benefits. Benefits you need, benefits that help you afford things a one-time check doesn't come close to covering. This has happened before. Monkeys got a banana, spent the banana, and then found out their banana card got suspended because the system saw a sudden deposit and said, "Oh, looks like this monkey has plenty of bananas now." I'm not saying don't take the money. I'm saying know the rules before the banana arrives. Call your local area agency on aging. Talk to a benefits counselor. Don't just cash the check and assume the jungle will sort itself out. The jungle historically does not sort itself out in your favor without a little navigation on your part. Now I want to zoom out. Because the ruling and the $2,000 check conversation are really just two symptoms of a much bigger problem that I've been talking about for years and will keep talking about because it's too important to ignore. The Social Security Trust Fund, the big communal banana vault, is facing a projected shortfall within the next decade if Congress doesn't act. We are talking about potential automatic benefit reductions somewhere around 20 to 25% across the board. Social Security is not going away. I want every monkey to hear that clearly. The program does not disappear, but the math, as it currently sits, does not work forever without some kind of legislative fix. And anyone telling you not to worry about it is either uninformed or they're trying to sell you something. This is why the Supreme Court ruling matters beyond this single week. It's about accountability. It's about who gets to control the rules that govern your financial survival and whether they have to answer to anyone when they get it wrong. The answer has always been supposed to be yes. Now, there's a stronger legal framework to actually enforce that answer. That's a good thing. A genuinely good thing in the jungle. Okay, enough jungle politics. Let's talk action. Because information that doesn't turn into action is just noise bouncing around the trees. Step 1. Go to ssa.gov and log into or create your My Social Security account. In there, you can see your full earnings history, your projected benefit amount, and any notices tied to your specific record. If something looks wrong, if a number doesn't match what you expected, you want to find that out now, not 6 months from now when you get a confusing letter that takes 3 weeks to decode. Step 2. Sign up for updates from your congressional representative's office. When bills related to Social Security move through committees, those offices send updates. You have real power in this process right now, especially because legislators are watching seniors closely. Use that. Make some noise in the right trees. Step 3, and this is the part of the conversation I always come back to. Make your own financial situation as strong as it can be, regardless of what Washington does. Know what you spend. Know what you have. Have a plan for the unexpected medical banana that will eventually show up because it always does. Here's the thing I need every monkey watching this to understand. Social Security was designed to be one leg of a three-legged stool. The other two legs are your own savings and any pension or retirement income you built during your working years. For a lot of seniors, one or two of those legs got kicked out from under them by recessions, medical crises, circumstances nobody planned for. I understand that. I feel the weight of that. But the answer, the real answer, is not to sit in the tree and wait for Washington to throw you a bunch of bananas. The answer is to take control of every piece of the jungle you actually can control. Know your numbers. Talk to family members who can help you understand your full financial picture. Don't make fear your financial advisor because fear has never once made a good decision about money. The ruling this week is a step toward accountability. The $2,000 check is a signal that seniors are being seen, But your security cannot rest entirely on whether a bill passes or a ruling gets implemented correctly. You are smarter than that. You have earned better than that. So here's where I'm going to leave you today. This story is not finished. The ruling will ripple through courts and agencies for months. The $2,000 check proposal is still moving, and we're going to watch every branch of it together. The jungle is loud right now, and there are a lot of monkeys out there screaming about this stuff in ways that are either overhyped or completely wrong. But you've got the straight bunch now. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay in the tree with your eyes open, because your retirement is your business. Your bananas are your bananas, and nobody worked their whole life in the jungle just to get peeled at the end of it.